Autos, Tesla down a little bit again today as we get some news that Musk has offloaded almost $10 billion since the Twitter poll. We talked about the FT piece yesterday regarding the Tesla financial complex, its outsized impact on options volume.
Tesla's market capitalization still remains above the $1 trillion mark, but the stock is well off of its all-time highs just over the last 2 weeks. In the meantime, Elon Musk's selling streak continues. He unloaded another $930 million in shares yesterday after dumping $6.9 billion in stock last week. Robert Frank joins us with more on Elon's sales of the stock. And Robert, I guess $1 billion here, $1 billion there, it starts to add up.
Hey everybody, I'm Austin Christian with The Art of War Made Easy. As you see, I got a condenser mic. This is something new, first time, but today's strategy, here we go. Like to talk about the, I don't know, everybody's got different financial situation and everybody doesn't have money to invest. I know what it's like to live week to week. You know, I'm like a step away from that. It wasn't that long ago. But, you know, if you can, usually you'll find that you can sacrifice a little something and then sock something away as an investment. Should you put it in the bank, you know, it's not going to do nothing for you there. If it sits still, you're just going to lose money. It's going to shrink. So it's got to move. And then if you move it the wrong way, you're going to lose even more if you just left it in the bank. So if you don't know what you're doing, like The Art of War says, armed struggle is profitable and armed struggle is dangerous. For the skilled, it's profitable. For the unskilled, it's dangerous. So in this case, armed struggle is to fight people face to face over advantages. He says the hardest thing in the world. And so, you know, when you're dealing with money, you're trying to make money, then like Master in The Art of War says, it's the natural order for the intelligent to take advantage of the fool. But for the intelligent to take advantage of the intelligent is a matter of opportunity, right? So in Mastering the Art of War, also on the formation of opportunity, it talks about, well, if you see patterns emerging from trends and events and conditions and don't act on them, then that makes you not wise or not bold or brave and so forth. So a lot of The Art of War is about seeing things before they happen, good and bad. To prevent the bad, as one considers harm, one can avoid danger, and as one considers benefit, Sun Tzu says in The Art of War, one can expand, right? And you see this thing about expanding all the time, like, well, it's not necessarily beneficial to have more strength only to avoid acting aggressively. It's enough to consolidate your power, assess opponents, and get people. Get people, that just means like expand, you know? You know, money-wise, stock market great. If you had your money in there since the lockdown last year, and all your big five, tech five, whatever, and Tesla, tech five and Tesla, whatever. If they flip and you got all that money, that's great. But as we all know, bubbles always burst on Wall Street, and so it's the element of timing that determines whether or not you're gonna make this killing that you could have, like anybody could have. So. If you want to play the 10-year game, then hey, all right, then don't touch it. I'm sure all of them will probably survive, but then again, your whole portfolio shouldn't just be off of all similar type companies anyway, because some are going to die, some are going to fold, they're all going to mature, level out. But, like The Art of War says, come like the lightning, go like the wind. A military operation is based on speed, taking advantage of the opponent's inability to catch up and go by routes that they do not expect. Tesla, what's going on here? Elon Musk is selling his own stock. That Sun Tzu says the business of the general should be quiet, secret, fair, and orderly. Fair, most excellent CEOs that have managed companies, at least as far as they were with the company or the owners of the company, usually maintain their heart and shares, and they managed it as if they were someone on the bottom. They cared about those stocks and shares. So is that the same now? It's hard to say. Different type of companies, rely on the people to use their own stuff, and it depreciates, and they don't really have their own equipment and resources as much. So there's change in CEOs got their golden parachutes, and and they take off, during times of crisis, and the company folds, and people are pulling, stock out before major events. And so I see Elon Musk is pulling his stock out on the guise of Barry Sanders. He called my bluff on I should pay taxes, and so I did a poll on Twitter, and 57% said, yeah, I should sell it so I could pay taxes. And okay, I'm not really buying it. And so he knows something. He's a billionaire. They got inside information. That's better than artificial intelligence on Wall Street. And he doesn't want to go down with the ship. And, the captain's supposed to go down with the ship. He's supposed to get everybody off the ship first. I just saw Titanic a little bit the other day. I don't think that's how it worked, though. And the situation now out here in the financial markets is kind of the same. I can go on. I probably shouldn't. But then, we got this gas thing, inflation. And so getting hit at the pump, getting hit at the grocery store, and getting hit at the bank. Can't make any money up, money in the bank anymore. It sits there, you lose, it shrinks. And so you want to keep it moving, but then you got risk. He might be pulling out because he knows something. Bill Gates pulled his money out. Warren Buffett of the, Facebook, Amazon, Tesla, and I left one out, Google. And they put it, Warren and Bill put it all into like this whole, get the jab thing. So
Aaron Beckman, by power of attorney for Elon Musk. Selling that much dropped the share price by about 4.8%. The next day, 3 million shares were sold, dropping the share price by another 12%. On Wednesday, another 500,000 were sold. It seems like they went a little bit lightly here, and the stock rebounded by 4.3%. And then on Thursday, 639,000 shares were sold, and it dropped a tiny bit at 0.4%. And then on Friday, they accelerated the selling a little bit at 1.2 million shares, and the stock price continued to drop by 2.8%. In total, so far, 6.3 million shares were sold for an estimated value of about $6.6 billion.